The views expressed on this program are those of the commenters alone. They do not represent the views or opinions of Valley News Live, our parent company, or our advertisers.
Welcome back. Typically, we do a Feel Good Friday segment brought to you by Dakota Medical Foundation and Impact Foundation. Today, it's going to be Feel Good Thursday because it is Giving Hearts Day. The president of Dakota Medical Foundation joins us tonight, Pat Trainer. Pat, thanks for being here.
Great to be here.
Record-breaking day. Congratulations. Give us the lowdown.
It's certainly a feel-good day. The lowdown is we're over $2.44 million, and we aren't even at the 24-hour mark. And I've been up pretty much since 12:01, so I'm a little bit on adrenaline, but what a great day.
You guys have done an amazing job promoting this event. I mean, I'm driving down the interstate. I see it for the Red River Zoo, Giving Hearts Day. It's been all over different media outlets. But for people maybe that are new and aren't really aware of, what is Giving Hearts Day? What's the purpose and the mission behind it?
Well, Giving Hearts Day is really a give-a-thon for charity. So there's 179 charities involved on impactgiveback.org, so it's online. Donations are matched at least up to $4,000, and for some groups it's over $50,000 because groups now are raising their own match. So it's just
Explain
spectacular.
That. How does that work?
So we train groups through the Impact Institute to become exceptional fundraisers. So part of it is to exceed any matches that Dakota Medical or other groups have provided. So you have groups out raising $15,000, $20,000, $50,000 matches ahead of the event, so that those donations that day that are made will be matched.
Now, the whole purpose of our Feel Good Friday segment is really to give people here in our community a chance to go out, make an impact, make a difference. You said there's 179 organizations now associated with this. Give us an idea of the breadth of what, because there might be people out there that say, hey, I don't know what I'm really into, but I just know I want to make a difference. What are some different things people can do?
There's so many, and that's what's so nice about Giving Hearts Day is that there's 179 different causes so that your chances are it'll match your charitable interests. So it's from the arts, the opera, the homeless shelters. I started out my day at 4:45 at a homeless shelter right here in Fargo, and what an eye-opening experience. So I can tell you that if your heart goes out to that, they're great causes to give to right on that Impact Give Back website. But then there's health-related, there's hospitals, there's a hospital in Park River, there's a nursing home in Hankinson. They've raised over $25,000, the Sisters of St. Gerard's. Just wonderful groups. There's groups out in Bismarck, there's groups in Minot, western Minnesota, anything that can match your interests. So that's what's so great about the day is there's something there for everyone. Donations of $10 or more matched up to at least $4,000, and in some cases $50,000 and $75,000 in match funds.
Now these are, so you can see here some different clips from out the day. We had our news team out and about. What are some different events you had going on around the area?
Well, we had great events. In fact, at 11 o'clock, I was up on the roof of Fraser, and Fraser got a $125,000 gift today.
What?
And of course, we allow major gifts. They can write a check because we don't want to pay the credit card fee. So we were up on the roof, and there's a $125,000 check from a generous insurance company that does business right here in town.
Can you tell us who that was?
Well, it's a name that you wouldn't know in terms of the back office, but it services insurance agents.
Let's bring up the impactgiveback.org website, please, right now. We want to show you where the totals are at and where this thing is going. It's been clipping along at an incredible rate. Heck, even now since we've been talking, another $100,000. You got $2.5 million they've raised up to this point. And again, if you will, please go to impactgiveback.org. Again, impactgiveback.org. Hopefully we can get that URL up there as well and let people know where they can go to make a difference here in our community. Anything else you want to add, Pat?
Well, I'd invite people, let's make this a record. I mean, let's make this, let's have the whole world looking at North Dakota and western Minnesota and go way beyond 2.5 million.
Let me ask you this. Is there anywhere else in the world that you know of that does something like this?
Well, down in Minneapolis, they have what's called, and St. Paul and in Minnesota, they have what's called a Big Give, Give Big Minnesota. And that's a great day as well. It's a little different, what we're doing with these nonprofits. We have an application process, and we're training them to become exceptional at producing results for the people of the region. So we've spent months and months with these groups, in fact, many years since 2008, to help them become expert at fundraising and at producing results that improve our quality of life in North Dakota and western Minnesota.
It's phenomenal. Again, go to impactgiveback.org. You can search different organizations if you want to donate to them. I do want to give a shout out to to an organization that took place basically here on Monday. If you remember, we had Representative Betty Grande on, plus Rania Batrice from the North Dakota Democrat Party. I challenged Rania, said, Rania, I want you to take the money you've raised from this email that you sent out about trying to raise money about milk and for the state party and go out and donate that to the Fargo Public Schools Foundation. I talked to a person today that I can't share the name, but through the grapevine found out that they donated $1,000 to the Fargo Public Schools Foundation Milk for Kids. That obviously will be matched now thanks to Dakota Medical Foundation. So there's $2,000 in milk, which is going to help a lot of kids for that afternoon snack. Stay with us because when we come back, a very special guest that many of you know, Stephanie Getz, also started her own foundation, who today you can go out and help out and support. We're going to tell you more about what you can do to find out about Stephanie's mission and make an impact right here in our community. As always, please join our conversation. Go to our website, 630pov.com.
And welcome back to 630 Point of View, part of Giving Hearts Day, one of the newest foundations being part of that. Stephanie Getz Foundation launched earlier this week. Now, talk to me a little bit about, first of all, the basis behind this foundation.
Well, it's something that we couldn't have done without Dakota Medical. I've been wanting to start a foundation for several years now. And it all started because 10 years ago, my brother took his life after a year-long battle with depression. And we had just lost 5 years before that. My other brother, our oldest brother, Brandon, he died in a car accident. So Cam and I had been through so much together, and it was so hard then to lose Cam too, because he was struggling so much with a mental illness. But he was a star athlete. He was, every guy wanted to be him, every girl wanted to date him. And he was on a scholarship to UW Green Bay. So he was never a person that you'd ever think was struggling. So with this, I knew that I just felt like I was called to do this. I felt that it was my job to start something to help kids with mental illness. So this last fall, I went around to a couple different places, but decided to go with Dakota Medical because they are able to basically do all the paperwork for us. And so we just focus on people, and we focus on getting kids who are struggling with mental health issues the funding they need, but at least the support that they need. And we don't have to worry about that, and we can just raise the dollars that we do need.
Speaking of dollars raised, I know you've been working all day, but
yes,
any idea of how much money you have raised today?
So we, several hours ago, we did see a total, and it was more than $12,000.
Wow.
I don't even know what $1,000 looks like, it feels like, you know, and I could not believe to hear that number. It just, people they outpour. I mean, they just give so much in this community. And I mean, I was teary-eyed looking at the people who were donating and knowing many of them, and also going, someone's donating from Utah. I don't even know who they are. Wow. It's remarkable the amount of love that there is, but there are so many people that are impacted, especially because just some stats about depression, more people are affected by depression than coronary heart disease, AIDS, and by cancer combined. Wow. I mean, people, those are wonderfully valiant causes, that absolutely. But I mean, you look at people who have coronary heart disease who are also struggling with depression. That's a picture of my brother Cam up right there. But yeah, it's definitely something that so many people can be affected by, double diseases, if you will, you know, by many of these. And it makes it even harder for them then to battle things like coronary heart disease or other physical illnesses when they're dealing with maybe anxiety or depression or bipolar.
Pat, if you will, tell people about how Dakota Medical Foundation supports these organizations. Stephanie just said she couldn't do this without you. How does Dakota Medical Foundation fit in? And there's other people out there that know there's needs out there, they're passionate about it, maybe want to set up their own foundation. How do they do that?
Well, the foundation exists really to support great leaders that are wanting to do wonderful things in health and healthcare, but yet don't want to go through all the paperwork of establishing a foundation, the costs associated with that. That's what a foundation is for. That's what it's used for. So we've created a fund for Stephanie, and for all the things that she's going to be able to do, we'll be right there with her, you know, backing her up and making sure that she goes out, raises money, and makes sure that these organizations are doing the right thing to improve the mental health of kids, and maybe even have new programs to improve the mental health of children. Mm-hmm. So, you know, and I'd like to remind people that we still have till 12 o'clock tonight.
We do.
So I think that's a preliminary figure.
We're coming up on 2.6 million now.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
100,000 just in this segment.
Yeah. It's just amazing. We had the greatest quote from an organization out east in an orphanage that said, it's amazing what one woman and her friends can do, or what one community can do, what one person can do, and to spread the word. People are really looking for a place to give. You know, not everyone wants to start a foundation because it is a lot of work, definitely. I mean, rewarding, but a lot of work. And so, you know, some people just say, just tell me a good cause that I can give to. And there are something like 1,300, I think, here in Fargo-Moorhead, and many with Giving Hearts Day here. So there's so many out there.
Mental health is so much on the radar right now. So for people out there that say, hey, you know what, I want to support Stephanie, what do they need to do? Go to impactgiveback.org and do what? You
can do that. You can then search for Stephanie Getz Foundation there, or you can also go to our website, and it's stephaniegetzfoundation.org, and it's G-O-E-T-Z. I know it's kind of a hard name, but yeah, Stephanie Goetz. That's what you call me all the time. But yes, so stephaniegetzfoundation.org, or you can go to Impact Give Back, search for Stephanie Getz, also search for many of the other great organizations that are there.
Great foundation, many. Thank you guys both so much for joining us.
Thank you guys too.
Yeah, fantastic day, and there's the update again coming up on 2.6 million. Still a lot of hours to give up until midnight tonight. Make sure you do so. Coming up after the break, we've got plenty of your feedback. We'll have that in just a few minutes.